Students, welcome back to 10th session on cost of capital. In this session also we are concentrating on additional problems on calculation of either specific cost of capital or weighted average cost of capital. Let me look at the problem. The shares of company are currently selling at rupees 240 per share. This is what the current market price. The company is proposing to issue new equity share. The historical pattern of dividend paid during the last 5 years is given below. So means company decides to issue new share and what equity paid by company for the existing equity shareholder over last 5 years are given in the form of a statement. The first column is year, the next column is dividend. You just look at that. First year they paid 20.5 rupees like that till 5 years. So on 5th year they paid 27.89. The cost of flotation are expected to be 4% as the organization decide to raise funds from issue equity. So if they go for issuing equity, they have to incur flotation cost of 4% on current selling price. This is what the information you have. What we have to calculate is growth rate of dividend over last 5 years. What is the rate of growth in dividend? The next one is they asked us to calculate cost of equity, assuming that growth rate determined in as an answer to the first question will remain constant. The next one is we have to calculate cost of new equity shares. So this is what the problem we have. First we have to calculate growth rate. So we know that. How to calculate dividend during current year? D1 is equal to D0 into 1 plus G. In case if you have only 1 year previous year dividend. If you have many previous year dividend, D1 is equal to D0 into 1 plus G to the power N. So let me take D1 means as 5th year dividend 27.89. So is equal to what is the previous D0? D0 means previous year, previous to the 5th year. It is not previous to the 5th year. It is previous year of the given years. What is previous year? First year is the previous year for all the given years. So 20.5 into 1 plus growth rate we know to the power N. N means over 4 years. Means from first year. You leave that first year. So over 4 years, 20.5 rupees had become 27.89. So N should not be taken as 5. Because here we are considering D1 as 5th year dividend, D0 as first year dividend. Over how many years? First year to 5 years. Over how many years? Over 4 years it get increased. So now, let me simplify this formula. 1 plus G to the power of 4 is equal to 27.89 divided by 20.50. Otherwise, you can write like this also. 27.89 divided by 20.50 is equal to 1 plus G to the power 4. So now the answer we get is 1 plus G to the power 4 is equal to 1.36. After getting this answer, what we have to do is we should look at compound factor table, which will be given usually at the end of each and every financial management textbook. So it won't be there in the reference book, it will be there in the textbook. So if you refer Khan & Jain textbook or Maheshwari textbook, you have compound factor table. So where you have to find out for rupee 1 at 4 years, try to understand on 4th year when we will get 1.36. So when we look at that table, so you will get 1.36 at a rate of 8%. Try to understand at a rate of 8%. How that table will be? Try to understand. The table will be, if you look at the table, vertically year will be given, horizontally percentage will be given, and compound value factor for each percentage over years are given in the problem. Now we have compound value factor. So what we have to do is we know the year. So we have to concentrate on year. So we should move vertically in the table. 4th year we have to identify, and we should move horizontally in that 4th year till we get 1.36. So exactly opposite side of that 1.36, if you move up, so definitely you will arrive at what percentage? 8%. So growth rate is 8%. So once what is that offline class starts, I'll explain you how to look at this compound, how to arrive at answer by making use of compound factor table. So 8% is the growth rate. So this is what the first question. The second question is cost of equity, assuming that growth rate determined as an answer to the question 1 will continue indefinitely. So KE is equal to D1, that is D0 into 1 plus G divided by MP plus G. So we know that D0 for us is 5th year. We want to know 6th year dividend. So 5th year dividend into 1 plus 0.08 will become 6th year dividend, that is 30.12 divided by current market price is 240 plus 8%. The answer is 20.55. Now cost of new equity. If you issue equity, you have to incur a flotation cost. So D1 same 6th year dividend 30.12 divided by MPS 240 into how much percentage of MPS is flotation cost? 4%. So 4% of 240. Otherwise 240 into 1 minus 0.04. So A plus growth rate 8%. So 30.12 divided by 230.40 plus 8%. Answer is 21.07. So what cost of equity we calculated at first as 20.55 is existing. Means what is the cost of existing equity share? We want to issue new equity share. When we issue new equity share, we are going to incur a flotation cost, which is 4% of 240. What you can do is D1 means 6th year dividend divided by MPS 240 into 1 minus 0.04, because 0.04 means 4% of 240 is flotation cost. That is what given in the problem, plus growth rate 8%. So cost of new equity is 21.07. So this is all about this chapter. Listen carefully. So far we concentrated on various aspects associated with this chapter. First we concentrated on what is cost of capital. So then we started calculating the cost of debt, both redeemable and irredeemable debt. So later we solved many problems on cost of debt. You know that. So both redeemable and irredeemable. Afterwards we concentrated on calculation of cost of preference, cost of redeemable and cost of irredeemable preference. Then we concentrated on cost of equity share. So where we concentrated on 3 important methods, that is dividend yield method, dividend yield plus growth method, then earning price share method. Afterwards we discussed about cost of retained earning also. So we know that cost of retained earning is cost of equity into 1 minus personal tax rate applicable to investor into 1 minus brokerage cost to be incurred by the investor. Afterwards we concentrated on weighted average. So don't get confused while calculating weighted average. You can calculate weighted average in 2 ways. One is you just calculate the weight, calculate after tax cost, multiply after tax cost with weight, sum of that product is nothing but weighted average. This is how. The second one is calculate after tax cost, multiply after tax cost with the source amount, means capital, respective capital, you will arrive at weighted cost. So that total weighted cost divided by total weight. Total weight means sum of source of capital into 100 is equal to weighted average cost of capital. Most of the time, so we apply the formula weight into cost is equal to weighted cost. Sum of weighted cost is weighted average cost of capital. That is the best way to calculate weighted average. But if there is no such information, if the information is not that much helpful for us to apply that way, then only we will, what we used to do is weight, that is proportion, not proportion, what we used to do is we used to take total capital of each and every source, that will be multiplied with each respective cost. We used to arrive weighted cost. Sum of weighted cost divided by sum of total capital into 100, that is sum of weight into 100 is equal to weighted average cost of capital. So, and even we concentrated on marginal cost of capital. What is marginal cost? How to calculate marginal cost? And one more thing is we calculated weighted average cost of capital based on book value rate as well as based on what? Market value rate. See, one very important thing to be taken care of is first you have to see whether they have given cost of each and every specific source. If it is given, so easily we can arrive at weighted average. If not, again we can easily calculate cost of each and every specific source. Afterwards, we should calculate weighted average cost of capital. So this is all about the second chapter, that is cost of capital. So we'll move towards next chapter, particularly from next session onwards. That's all. Thank you. Take care.